Every paycheck you get is secretly losing 10% of its purchasing power before it even hits your bank account. A hidden banking mechanism is silently draining your dollars. And if you don't fix this by tomorrow, your savings are effectively rotting away. Picture this. You wake up at 6 a.m., grab a quick coffee, and race to a job you barely tolerate just to pay for a life you barely have time to live. Every month, the paycheck arrives, and for a brief second, you feel a sense of relief. But within a few days, after rent, subscriptions, car payments, and credit card bills, that money vanishes into thin air. You tell yourself that if you just made an extra $1,000 a month, all your problems would disappear. But deep down, you know that when your income went up last time, your expenses somehow caught right up. It feels like running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up while you're getting tired. What if I told you that the game you are playing was rigged against you from the day you were born? And what if the only way out isn't working harder, but understanding a secret language nobody taught you in school? Stick with me until the very end of this video, because scene by scene, we're going to dismantle this trap, and I have one question at the end that will permanently change how you look at every dollar in your wallet. Meet Alex, a 28-year-old corporate worker who believed the biggest lie of modern society. Work hard, get a good job, and financial success will follow. Last year, Alex got a promotion that bumped his salary from $50,000 to $70,000 a year. He was ecstatic and immediately felt like he had finally made it into the big leagues. He upgraded his apartment to a luxury high-rise and traded his reliable sedan for a brand-new luxury sports car with a $600 monthly payment. He started eating at nicer restaurants and buying designer clothes, thinking his extra $20,000 could easily cover it all. But 6 months later, Alex looked at his bank account and realized something terrifying. He was saving less money now than when he was making $50,000. He didn't realize he had fallen into the trap known as lifestyle creep, where your spending automatically rises to match your income. He had traded his hard work not for wealth, but for higher monthly obligations that locked him tighter to his desk. Have you ever stopped to wonder why we spent 12 years in school learning complex calculus, ancient history, and cellular biology, but never spent a single hour learning how money actually works? We were taught how to solve for X in an equation, but never how to calculate interest on a credit card or how income taxes work. The education system was originally designed during the Industrial Revolution to train disciplined factory workers who follow instructions, not financially independent thinkers. It trained us to be efficient economic units who sell our time for an hourly wage and immediately hand that money back to banks and corporations. Because when you don't understand money, you spend your entire life working for it, instead of having it work for you. Alex spent 16 years getting an education, yet he didn't know the difference between an asset and a liability. He was handed a diploma and thrown into an economic ocean without ever being taught how to swim. One evening, while clearing out his mail, Alex found a sleek, shiny envelope offering him a new credit card with a $10,000 limit. It felt like free money sitting right there in his hands, ready to solve his immediate lifestyle cravings. He used it to buy a top-tier OLED television, a vacation package, and new home furniture, promising himself he would pay it off next month. But life happened. Car maintenance popped up, and Alex could only afford to make the minimum payment of $100. What Alex didn't calculate was the 24% annual interest rate quietly compounding in the background every single day. By only paying the minimum, that $2,000 television would end up costing him over $4,000 and take over 6 years to pay off. Credit cards are brilliant financial tools for the literate, but for the uninformed, they are financial quicksand disguised as convenience. Alex wasn't paying for goods. He was selling his future freedom to live slightly better in the present. The turning point for Alex came on a rainy Sunday when he stumbled upon a basic concept that changed his entire worldview: the difference between assets and liabilities. Simply put, an asset puts money into your pocket, while a liability takes money out of your pocket. Alex always thought his luxury car was an asset, but in reality, it lost value every single day while eating money in fuel, insurance, and interest. He thought his expensive clothing and gadgets were investments, but their resale value dropped by 80% the second he bought them. Rich people buy assets like dividend-paying stocks, rental real estate, and automated businesses that generate continuous income. Poor and middle-class people collect liabilities that they mistakenly believe are assets, filling their lives with ongoing monthly costs. Once Alex drew a line down a piece of paper and listed his personal numbers, he realized 90% of his possessions were actively draining his bank account. To truly understand wealth, Alex had to learn what Albert Einstein reportedly called the eighth wonder of the world: compound interest. Compound interest is simply interest earned on interest, creating a snowball effect that turns small amounts of money into massive fortunes over time. Imagine investing just $300 a month into an index fund returning an average of 8% annually. In 10 years, you have invested $36,000, but your account balance is worth over $58,000. In 30 years, your total out-of-pocket investment of $108,000 grows into over $450,000. The most mind-blowing part is that more than three-quarters of that final fortune comes purely from interest, not your own hard work. Time is the greatest amplifier of wealth, which means every year you wait to start investing costs you tens of thousands of future dollars. Alex realized that if he wanted to change his life, he had to stop reacting to his money and start directing it intentionally. He decided to implement the zero-based budgeting method, assigning every single dollar a job before the month even started. He created a mandatory category called Pay Yourself First, setting aside 20% of his income immediately upon receiving his paycheck. Instead of spending money and trying to save whatever was left over, he saved first and forced himself to live on the remainder. He canceled unnecessary subscriptions, stopped buying daily $5 coffees, and began cooking meals at home. It felt uncomfortable and restrictive at first, like going on a strict diet after months of eating fast food. But within just 3 months, Alex had accumulated his very first $3,000 emergency fund sitting safely in a high-yield savings account. As Alex built his savings, he discovered another hidden force quietly stealing purchasing power from millions of people: inflation. Leaving your cash sitting in a traditional savings account earning 0.01% interest feels safe, but it is a guaranteed way to lose wealth. If inflation averages 3% a year, $100,000 sitting under a mattress today will lose half its purchasing power in roughly 24 years. You might still have the same physical paper bills, but those bills will buy half as many groceries, gas, and homes as they used to. This is why saving cash alone will never make you financially free. Cash is merely liquid energy meant to be deployed. Alex realized that to beat inflation, his money needed to grow faster than the rate at which the central bank was printing it. For years, the stock market seemed to Alex like a sketchy underground casino where normal people went to lose their life savings. But as he educated himself, he realized that buying a stock isn't buying a random ticker symbol. It's buying ownership in a real business. When you buy shares of broad market index funds, you aren't gambling on one single company's success or failure. You are buying a tiny slice of hundreds of the largest, most profitable companies in the entire United States economy. When Apple makes a profit, when Amazon delivers a package, or when Microsoft sells software, a fraction of those earnings flows directly to you. Alex started investing small amounts, just $50 a week, into index funds, watching his money slowly attach itself to global economic growth. Alex used to believe that all debt was an absolute evil that should be avoided at all costs, but he soon discovered a nuance. Bad debt is high-interest consumer debt used to buy things that lose value, like clothes, vacations, or depreciating vehicles. Good debt, on the other hand, is low-interest leverage used to acquire assets that generate income or appreciate in value faster than the interest rate. Wealthy investors use low-interest mortgages to buy rental properties where tenants pay off the loan while the property grows in value. They leverage debt as an economic tool to accelerate asset acquisition while using tax advantages designed by the law. Alex focused intensely on aggressively liquidating his high-interest credit card debt while keeping his low-interest student loans on a manageable schedule. The average millionaire has 7 distinct streams of income, while the average worker relies entirely on just one fragile salary. Alex realized that relying on a single employer for your total financial survival is like standing on a table supported by only one leg. If that job disappears due to layoffs, corporate restructuring, or industry changes, your entire financial world collapses instantly. Alex decided to build extra legs for his table by starting a small side hustle after his regular 9-to-5 working hours. He spent 2 hours every evening building a digital freelance service business and investing surplus cash into dividend-paying stocks. Within a year, his side hustles and dividends were generating an extra $800 every single month in cash flow. One of the most shocking revelations for Alex was discovering how differently employees and business owners are taxed under the law. As an employee, you earn money, you get taxed immediately at the highest rates, and then you spend whatever is left over. As a business owner, you earn money, spend money on legitimate business expenses, and only pay tax on whatever profit remains. The tax code is not just a punishment system. It is a guidebook showing where the government wants capital invested in the economy. The government offers tax incentives for real estate development, green energy investments, business creation, and retirement savings. By utilizing accounts like 401ks, IRAs, and health savings accounts, Alex legally reduced his tax burden by thousands of dollars a year. Life is inherently unpredictable, and financial emergencies are not a question of if, but a matter of when they will occur. A sudden job loss, an unexpected medical emergency, or a major home repair can instantly wipe out years of progress without insurance and safety buffers. Alex saw friends forced back into high-interest debt simply because they lacked a cash reserve during an unexpected downturn. He prioritized expanding his emergency fund to cover 6 full months of essential living expenses in a liquid high-yield account. This emergency fund acted like financial body armor, giving him peace of mind and stopping him from ever liquidating long-term investments early. Financial literacy isn't just about making high returns. It's about protecting yourself so you can stay in the game continuously. We live in an age powered by billions of dollars spent annually on targeted advertising designed to make us feel perpetually inadequate. Social media feeds constantly bombard us with curated highlights of luxury cars, designer watches, and exotic vacations we feel pressured to match. Alex realized he was buying things he didn't need with money he didn't have to impress people he didn't even like. Real wealth, he learned, is quiet and invisible. It consists of the investments you haven't sold and the money you haven't spent. Fake wealth is loud, showcased through high monthly payments on possessions that lose value the moment you show them off. Once Alex stopped seeking validation through material possessions, his monthly saving rate surged by over 40%. If you gave $1 million to a person with a consumer mindset, they would likely be broke within a few short years. But if you took away every dollar from a financially literate person, they would build back their wealth in a fraction of the time. The most valuable investment you can ever make is not in stocks, crypto, or real estate, but directly into your own financial mind. Alex spent 30 minutes every single day reading classic financial literature, listening to economic podcasts, and learning market mechanics. He stopped consuming low-value viral entertainment and started feeding his brain information that paid long-term dividends in decision-making quality. The ultimate weapon against financial slavery is knowledge, because once you see how the economic game operates, you can never be fooled again. The modern internet is flooded with self-proclaimed gurus promising shortcuts to instant riches through high-risk speculative schemes. Alex almost fell for these get-rich-quick traps, wanting to double his money overnight without putting in the foundational work. But history shows that sustainable, lasting wealth is built slowly through consistency, patience, and unwavering discipline over decades. True financial independence isn't about hitting a lucky home run. It's about consistently hitting simple singles every single month without stopping. By automating his monthly investments into index funds, Alex removed emotion and impulse from his wealth-building journey entirely. He let automated algorithms handle his wealth creation while he focused his creative energy on growing his income and enjoying life. As Alex's asset base grew, he took his next major step into tangible wealth generation, purchasing his first rental real estate property. Instead of buying a lavish personal home, he bought a modest multi-family duplex using a low down payment mortgage loan. He lived in one unit while renting out the second unit, allowing his tenants' rent payments to cover his entire mortgage cost. This strategy, known as house hacking, eliminated his largest monthly expense, housing, while allowing him to build real estate equity for free. Over time, property values increased while the fixed mortgage payment remained identical, creating expanding profit margins and consistent passive cash flow. Real estate provided Alex with tangible security, tax depreciation benefits, and inflation-protected monthly income that stocks alone couldn't match. 5 years after starting his journey, Alex reached a milestone most people believe is completely impossible: true financial independence. His passive income from dividend portfolios, digital businesses, and rental cash flow exceeded his basic monthly living costs. He no longer worked because he had to pay rent. He worked because he genuinely enjoyed the projects he chose to pursue. He no longer felt that paralyzing Sunday night anxiety that plagues millions of workers dreading the start of another work week. Every dollar he owned had become a tiny worker, generating more dollars day and night, even while he was sound asleep. Financial literacy didn't just buy Alex expensive cars or a bigger house. It bought him back his time, his autonomy, and his ultimate freedom. Alex realized that the true power of financial literacy extends far beyond one person's individual lifetime and lifestyle comfort. By breaking the cycle of financial ignorance, he created a new baseline for his family line and generations yet to come. He set up trust structures and taught his children how money works from an early age so they wouldn't repeat common mistakes. Instead of leaving behind debt and confusion, he built a legacy of assets, wisdom, and clear financial education. He realized that financial literacy is the ultimate tool for social mobility, capable of transforming a family's trajectory forever. What started as a stressful struggle over monthly bills turned into a powerful blueprint for true long-term human legacy. Now that you've seen Alex's journey from living paycheck to paycheck to complete financial independence, you face a critical choice today. You can close this video, go back to your daily routine, and keep treating your hard-earned money the exact same way you always have. Or you can decide right now to step off the treadmill, educate yourself, and start building assets that purchase your future freedom. Every single dollar that passes through your hands today is a seed. You can either eat it today or plant it for tomorrow. So here is my final question for you, and I want you to leave your honest answer in the comments right now. If you stopped working today, exactly how many days could you afford to live before your bank account hits zero? Think about that number, let it sink in, and hit that subscribe button if you are ready to take control of your financial destiny today.